dining partner here at Rutgers University, Newark. Thank you. The partnership here has been really unique and special, and what's happening today is just another level of that partnership together. About a year ago, I was here in the cafeteria with our director, Brian, and I'm standing in the cafeteria, we're going over some things, I'm looking up, and there had to be 100 students lined up on the concourse above me. I go, Brian, what is that? What's going on up there? He goes, oh, that's a food pantry. Don't worry. We're donating apples and pasta and all this stuff. I said, well, that's great. I go, we got to come up with something better. This isn't enough. 1 out of 3 students in the country is food insecure. Think about that. 1 out of 3 college students is food insecure. And we had to come up with a solution and challenge my team like we do with any dining innovation. That's what we do, right? So they came up with this John Bon Jovi Soul Kitchen. It's right here in New Jersey. It's Bon Jovi and his family, such caring people. They spend so much time with us, helping us develop this concept. And we brought this back to the Rutgers community, and here we are today now opening our first ever on a campus John Bon Jovi Soul Kitchen. So I thank you for that. I've mentioned our partnership and the leadership of Chancellor Kantner and her team. Arcilio, who's not with us anymore, but helped us a lot in the beginning. Thank you, Corliss, and everyone. I thank you so much. And with that, I'd like to call up Chancellor Kantner. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. This is an amazing moment that we're thrilled to share with amazing partners. And while I think we all recognize here today the global relevance of food insecurity, I want to bring it back to this place. I want us to think about the fact that we're not here by coincidence. This is a place where generations of people have come, Rutgers, Newark, New Jersey, trying to find opportunity and working as hard as they can to find opportunity. Newark's the place that Michael's family put its stake in the ground more than 100 years ago. John and Dorothea's stories, born and raised just down the road, will forgive you for that. With braided family ancestries. But it's the story of generations of Newarkers for more than 350 years. Isn't that extraordinary? More than 350 years, right? And all those families, fast forward, are seen in our students today. All those families, from the Great Migration to immigration from all over the world. And they're right here. And I'm telling you, I've been at a lot of higher ed institutions. My Rutgers Newark students are the strivers. They are the change makers of the future. So it makes us feel so good that change makers like you all are thinking of our students here today. And I want to point to Rahma Fake right there, who was the student. She's now a law student, so just watch out for her in the future. But she was the student government president when the student government came to us and said, we need a food pantry. Remember that, Arcilio? We need a food pantry. Corliss Thomas and her amazing crew. Let's get a round of applause there. Step to the plate. Ellen Daly, where's Ellen? Where's Ellen? Come on, Ellen, you should be. Oh, look at her way back there. Runs the most amazing food pantry. Angie Bonilla, can never forget Angie in this whole thing, right? And of course, we needed the lawyers like Rob Rosner. Where's Rob? I know he's here today. There he is, to help us. But what really helped us is that thank God for the lawyers, the governor says. I don't know, I try to avoid them at all costs, but not you, Rob. But what makes all the difference is that our students know that this is not a stigma. This is an empowerment. This is an empowerment. This is a recognition of the reality of what it means to be a first-generation student, what it means to be a low-income student, what it means to come along an unusual path to higher education, and what it means to know that with the food in your stomach and the striving in your heart and brain, you will make a difference in the world. And I'm telling you, watch out for our students. The food pantry opened in spring 2017. I think that's when 17, right? Served 30 tons of food this past fall. Think of that. In fall semester, 30 tons of food, 3,300 visits. It's just staggering, right? So if there's something that we all ought to have a collective consciousness about, this is one of those things that's high on the list. And what I love is it's so Newark because everybody came together. All our community partners. We at Rutgers Newark don't do anything alone. We're an anchor institution in this amazing city, and we can only be that because we have so many partner institutions. So gourmet dining, obviously, let's do another big round of applause. I know those relatives from 100 years ago from Italy would be very proud today. New Jersey Symphony Orchestra, Newark Conservancy, Profeta Farms. I just saw Paul just sent a whole set of fresh produce into the food pantry. And some filet mignon if you want. There. ShopRite, Whole Foods, everybody's coming together. And we've already given Arcilio Aponte a big shout out, but let's do that for him and Barclay Bank as well. Now, the amazing thing about being an anchor institution that really represents all the roads that have come to New Jersey, all the families, is that our public officials are our deep partners in this. And I want to point to an amazing set of public officials who are here today. Of course, you're going to hear from the governor and the amazing First Lady. But let me point, and we will come back to clap again. But let me point to Senator Ruiz, who's been one of our staunchest advocates. The Essex delegation is just amazing. They totally understand who our students are, who we are, and the difference we want to make. Eric Pennington, the BA of Newark, is representing our inspirational mayor. We don't do anything without the mayor. Nothing happens here without our incredible mayor, who, as you know, cares so deeply about Newark and Newarkers. And it really brings home for us the history not only of immigration and migration to this city, but of the striving for opportunity and civil rights. So I always come back to the infamous and amazing Rabbi Joachim Prince, who said right before Martin Luther King Jr., at the March on Washington in 1963, he said, "Neighbor is not a geographic concept. It's a moral imperative." In modern language, that means we are joined at the hip, all of us together. But how do you really instantiate that now? You build a hearth, right? The hearth, my grandma told me, the hearth was where the home. It's where the heart is. It's where everything really resides. So we could not be more honored than to have John and Dorothea having chosen Rutgers Newark as the first JBJ Soul Kitchen on a college campus. And we could not be more honored than to be working with a governor and a first lady who truly get this. I know they get this because I co-chaired for Zakiya Smith-Ellis, your wonderful Secretary of Higher Education, whom I adore, by the way, a committee on college affordability, a working group on college affordability, and food insecurity is right on the docket. So I know that your being here is real, and we really appreciate that. So let me thank again the soul that has traveled here, the warmth, the sense of real empathy and interdependence that you all represent. And this is really a soul kitchen for a set of souls. So thank you.
With that, I'd now like to call up John and Dorothea to say a few words. And I can't say enough about the involvement that they've had in this process. Besides sharing the idea and partnering with us, the amount of time we've spent together, them coming to campus, us coming to the restaurant to learn about the business, and I just thank you so much for that. Thanks, John.
Well, thank you, Michael. I am John Bon Jovi, and I want to thank everybody very much for being here. I want to take that same moment as the Chancellor to thank a few people who have made this day possible. So thank you to Michael and Brian Conway and everybody at the Gourmet Dining team. Of course, this could not have happened without them. Thank you for recognizing the student need and for bringing the JBJ Soul Kitchen to Rutgers University, Newark. Thank you, Chancellor Cantor, for your kind words. Again, proof that big things come in small packages sometimes. Associate Vice Chancellor Corliss Thomas, Associate Dean Angie Bonilla, former Vice Chancellor for Administration and CFO Arcelio Aponte, thank you, sir, for being here from the first minute of the first day. Peter Fischbach, for your vision helping to navigate the way. Peter, thank you. And I'd also like to thank the JBJ Soul Foundation Board. A few of our members are here today. Sister Mary Scullion, Mimi Box, and of course my partner Craig Spencer. Our Executive Director, Heather Goldfarb, who without her continued support for our Missions Foundation, I wouldn't look as good as I'm able to today. And to Lou Moriali and the JBJ Soul Kitchen teams from Red Bank and Toms River, who helped to drive this project to completion. Of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our Governor Phil Murphy and First Lady Tammy Murphy for all of their great work and everything that you do to address food insecurity in New Jersey. Most importantly, for your friendship and your support and everything that I've ever done, and especially supporting the JBJ Soul Kitchen. So thank you both. Lastly, I'd like to introduce you to the driving force behind the JBJ Soul Kitchens, my wife, Dorothea. She created this idea. Over the last decade, the Soul Kitchen restaurants in Red Bank and in Toms River have provided well over 100,000 meals. Red Bank seats 33 people. Toms River seats 66. It's been a passion project for us for a decade now. We could not have done it without the help of Richard and Laura Saker and the ShopRites in Middle and Monmouth and Ocean counties in New Jersey. We're very grateful to them for their support. So if I may, I would love to introduce to you my wife, Dorothea. Your caring, your kindness, and your tenacity inspire me every day. Ladies and gentlemen, Dorothea.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to echo John's thank yous to the many supporters who made this project happen. I would also like to thank Laura and Richard Saker for coming today. For those of you who are not familiar with the JBJ Soul Kitchen's Pay It Forward model, here's my pitch. The JBJ Soul Kitchen Rutgers, Newark, serves an in-need and paying customer. Those who can pay for their meal. Students in need who are unable to pay contribute by volunteering. All guests enjoy a delicious three-course dining experience where dignity, respect are always on the menu, regardless of socioeconomic status. After 10 years and 2 successful JBJ Soul Kitchens, we are here today opening our third at Rutgers Newark. It is humbling and a little overwhelming. Recognizing that food insecurity is a critical issue facing many college students and one that hits home here at Rutgers, when Gourmet Dining came to us over a year ago with the idea to open a soul kitchen, we jumped on the chance to make an impact. We applaud Gourmet Dining and Rutgers Newark for making student hunger a priority. Students have enough to worry about. Worrying about where their next meal will come from should not be on the list. We encourage students struggling with food insecurity to come by and learn about Soul Kitchen. Soul Kitchen is a resource. Volunteering gets you a hot meal, but you can also learn about other services available to them on campus. We can create this amazing space, but it will take all of us working together so the JBJ Soul Kitchen can reach sustainability. We'll rely on Rutgers Newark faculty, staff, and other campus community members to come by and support the restaurant and your students by dining here often. You have the power to directly impact student hunger. We truly believe that when students are supported with the basic needs and are backed by their community, they can and will do amazing things. And now it is my great honor and privilege to introduce my good friend, the governor, Phil Murphy.
Congratulations, buddy. Thank you, sir. What a treat, man. Holy cow. Typical for me that John and Dorothea Bon Jovi would open for me. One in a row. Wow. Senator, nice to see you. Philippe, Eric, come back to you all in a minute. Nancy, what a week for Rutgers. My Lord, we were together yesterday when Rutgers named its next president, and today here we are in Rutgers Newark, and wow, what a moment this is. So to John and Dorothea, thank you for everything, for your unwavering friendship and support. It is our honor to be here, and I am joined by the aforementioned, the great First Lady of the great state of New Jersey, Tammy Murphy's in the house. We are thrilled to be here to celebrate the opening of the first, as was mentioned, JBJ Soul Kitchen on a college campus right here at Rutgers Newark. The work that you two have done and your equally incredible team to combat food insecurity in New Jersey has made a difference in so many people's lives, and we are extremely grateful for your infinite optimism, persistence, and desire to serve others. And your friendship cannot be overstated. And in addition to being great friends, the two of you are both true assets to the state of New Jersey and wonderful role models for all the students that will come here for a good meal. So one of my colleagues recently shared with me that while going through the Catholic Church's pre-Cana curriculum, the JBJ Soul Kitchen was featured as a perfect embodiment of the best of Catholic teachings of love and selflessness. Right? You know, this is from a Murphy to Bon Jovi and Hurley here beside me. You know you've got a legacy of generosity and compassion when the Catholic Church uses your work as an example. And we know it up close and personal. There's lots of VIPs here today, but I do want to underscore my deep appreciation and respect for Chancellor Nancy Cantor, who's a dear friend, to you and your whole team. Michael, to you and yours, extraordinary passion. I'm going to have the honor to introduce Brian Conway in a minute. Craig Spencer is a guy I haven't seen in a few years, but is an old friend. Lou Morreale is a dear friend from back in the hood in Red Bank. Brothers and sisters in labor, Joe, John, and many others here from organized labor. Elected officials, Senator Ruiz, always an honor. Brian, Eric, always a treat to be with you. Please give the mayor our best. Chief of Staff Phil Elijah is in the house. Phil, always an honor. Essex County Freeholder Lenny Luciano is here, among others. I've often talked about how here in the Garden State we are one New Jersey family, and the JBJ Soul Kitchen exemplifies this mindset perfectly. A family cares for, supports, and listens to one another, often from around the kitchen table sharing a meal. And this same premise is the most fundamental principle of the JBJ Soul Kitchen. We have a wealth of talent in this state. There's no question about that. A fact which makes itself evident through the tremendous achievements of our Rutgers University students. But many of these same talented, brilliant, hardworking students are struggling to make ends meet, and that means they may be going hungry. And as we all know, it can be difficult to ask for help, even from family. But here at the JBJ Soul Kitchen, anyone can come in for a delicious meal in an incredibly warm and welcoming environment where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. But more than that, the JBJ Soul Kitchen is a wonderful opportunity for our Rutgers Newark family to grow closer together, to communicate, and to grow a tradition of giving back and making sure everyone in the community has enough. Along with a world-class education in this, and Nancy, this must be said, literally America's most diverse institution of higher education. That's Rutgers, Newark. Along with that world-class education and extraordinary diversity, these are the New Jersey values we want our college students to graduate with. So on behalf of our one New Jersey family, congratulations on this tremendous addition to Rutgers Newark. We look forward to all the good things that will come out of the newest JBJ Soul Kitchen, the relationships built, the conversations had, and delicious meals eaten at this special place. I want to also, I see Richard and Laura Saker here again from the Hood. Great to have you all up here in Newark. John and Dorothea, we couldn't do what we do in so many respects in the state without you. God bless you. Thank you. Go Scarlet Raiders. And with that, please help me welcome Brian Conway, Director of Food Services at Rutgers.
Thank you, guys. I just want to reiterate, thank you all again for coming. There's a lot of familiar faces in this room that have supported us in the past, and I hope you guys look to support us in the future. For those of you who are not familiar with the Soul Kitchen, I'm just going to give you a little background on how you're going to do it, because I plan on seeing you all tomorrow, hopefully, or Friday, or the next day going down. Just like any other restaurant, you're going to come in. Our servers are not going to know whether you volunteered or whether you were there as an in-need guest or a paying guest. You're just going to come to the register. They're going to sit you down. You're going to enjoy a 3-course meal prepared by our great chefs and our dietitians and our great union members here at Rutgers Newark. We have halal options available. Kosher options will be available. It is a quality meal served with dignity and served by our community members here to our Rutgers community. So we're very proud of that. I can't say enough about all of the hard work that my team did and the Rutgers team. I just want to take a second to thank Marielle, who ran the project for us here to help us get to this point, and my Soul Kitchen team, the chefs in the back and the servers and the Soul Kitchen coordinators. I won't name them by names, but they know who they are and all the hard work they put in. So thank you so much to them and our catering team. I'm just going to take one moment here. We're going to take some pictures. And then we're going to do a couple of questions after we do the picture. So I would just want to invite the speakers up to take a picture for us with the group. Let's go, guys.
Here's one more phone.
One more.
Drop this.
So before we conclude, we're going to call on 3 questions here. We're going to exit for a moment first. So, this is new. I want to thank you all again for coming as we do it. Please stop by. I have some student ambassadors here who have volunteered in the past. If you have questions about volunteering, but I'll also be around to answer any questions if you have. I look forward to seeing you guys in the Soul Kitchen starting tomorrow. So thank you all very much.